Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Saturday, May 1st, 2021, and today is a very special day for me and this channel. We are coming up on the 10th anniversary of my first ever upload to this channel. So it's the 10-year anniversary. I want to say it's May 6th is the actual anniversary, but there's not much I'm going to be able to do on the 6th since I'm going to be stuck at work. So I decided to make the celebration today. And to celebrate, I am laying out a challenge for myself. I am going to try to catch 10 different species of fish in one outing. And I decided to do it on the river where I spent my formative years as a fisherman. And that is the Raritan River. This particular portion of the river is pretty far upstream in the river system. And I know for a fact that there's plenty of different species here, so I might be able to knock out all 10 today at this spot, fingers crossed. But if not, I'll move around and I'll see what I can do to make things happen. And I'm going to be starting out with what is quickly becoming my go-to for when I absolutely have to catch a fish, and that is the gulp minnow on the jig head. So, here we go. If I can learn how to cast again, we are going to get this challenge started. Ah, there we go. Fish on. What have we got? It is a red breast sunfish. So there we go, species number 1, red breast sunfish. There are certainly no shortage of these in here. All right, 1 down, 9 to go. Ah, there's another one. That looks like another red breast. So that's not going to help our species count. But at least I know there's some fish biting. Oh, there's another one. Boy, I almost pulled him out of the water. Well, I did pull him out of the water. What do we got here? This looks like another red breast. His colors are pretty washed out, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. All right. There we go. There's a little thing. What is it? That is a creek chub, it looks like. Yeah, because it's got the stripe going down the side. Fall fish are just silver. So, there we go. Fish number 2 is a creek chub, I believe. There we go. Little guy. But that's species number 2. Ah, there we go. Another fish. What do we got here? Ah, see, so this fish is silver. So this is not a creek chub, this is a fall fish. So that's species number 3. And you can see by looking at the shape of the fish how similar the creek chub and the fall fish are. And I have been guilty of calling both fall fish and creek chubs when that is not in fact true. Fall fish and creek chubs are 2 different species of fish. And that particular one is species number 3 on the day. Making good time. I've been fishing for maybe 15 minutes and I got 3 species down already. At this rate, I might be done by lunchtime. Which means I just immediately jinxed myself. There we go, another fish. What have we got here? That is, oh, that's the tiniest red breast sunfish so far today. As you guys have probably figured out by now, size is not a factor in this challenge. A species is a species, no matter how big it is. So, whether it's 3 inches long or 3 pounds, it counts the same. Oh, there are a ton of fish in there. Look at them all. I don't know what they are, but there are at least 100 of them in there. Oh, I see a little largemouth. I see a little largemouth. That would be great if I could get that one. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, I just spooked them out. Yeah, the water is really low and clear today, so these fish are super spooky. Look at that, I'm bringing my lure through there and it's spooking them out. Oh, that was a bass. He had it in his mouth. He had it in his mouth. How come he didn't hook up? Come on, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. It's tasty. It's tasty. You love it, you love it, you love it. Come on. He's not on it. He's not on it. Dang it. There we go. Well, he came up and socked it right away. That is another red breast. Wish it was a different kind of sunfish. But at least we're getting action. That's what's important. As long as the fish keep biting. I know it could be anything that comes up. There we go. Another red breast. There we go. He came out from under that log there. This is probably king of this little pool right here, this red breast. All right. There we go, fish on. What do we got here? Oh, that is another fall fish. I saw that silver and I was hoping it was a bass, but alas, it's one of these guys, and I've already got these on my list today. Alright guys, so here is a little anecdote about how I got my name, Fishing with Lord Almighty. So, in the mid-1990s, I want to say like 94, 95, I read a humor piece in Field and Stream magazine, and I wish I remember who wrote it. It's probably Ed Zern. It seems like something he would have written. And it was an article about a fictitious diner, and it was listing all of their menu items. And most of these menu items involved either being deep fried or injected with cheese or both. And the last item on the menu was a combination of everything, and it was called the Lord Almighty Sunday Brunch. And I thought that was the funniest thing. And I thought to myself, hey, I'm a rather large individual. What if I adopted Lord Almighty as my nickname? As, of course, a play on Lord Almighty, which I most certainly am not. So ever since then, I've been using that as my nickname in some capacity. And that's why I chose it as the name of my channel. So you can thank an article from Field and Stream for that. There we go, fish on. It is another fall fish. The poor man's trout. Back he goes. Well, in order to see if I could score a few different species, I switched lures. I switched over to this little tube jig, and I'm figuring this might get me a smallmouth or a rock bass, or maybe even a trout. So, let's see what it can pull up. There's a fish. There we go, fish on. This is literally my second cast with this. What do we got? Ooh! Better size fall fish. That is not what I was hoping for. But fish are biting on the tube, and that's always good. Oh, I got somebody's line here. Oh, it's all juiced up here. I think I'm gonna lose mine. I'm gonna lose my lure because of somebody else's line. Yup. Dang it. That sucks. There we go, fish on. Oh, what have we here? Smallmouth. Species number 4 on the day. Alrighty, I knew I was going to run into one of these today. You can't fish for very long on this river and not catch a smallmouth. Despite the fact that I've done that multiple times in my life. There we go. Well, this feels like it might be a better fish. Wow, it is! Look at the size of this rock bass. Oh, and back in the water he goes. That's a catch, though. Species number 5 on the day. Big old rock bass. All right, guys, we are halfway to 10. There we go, fish on. I switched away from the tube for just a little bit because this looks like the kind of place where a trout might be hanging out. But that is most certainly not a trout. It's another rock bass. And back he goes. Don't need any more of those today. Now, speaking of places where there might be trout, this looks picture perfect. Fish on. Look at that. On flippin' cue. Rainbow trout, species number 6. Alrighty. Oh, jeez. He does not want to play nice. Alright. We'll get him back in the water. Come on, buddy. Stop squirming. There we go. Wow, he took off like a rocket. Alright. Species number 6. And I called my shot. That's always a nice thing when that happens. Oh, there we go, fish on. Well, he's a little guy, but he really hammered it. What is this? Oh, another smallmouth. Already got one of those today. But no wonder he hit it so hard. Smallmouths are not known for being too delicate. Well, guys, while I make a lure change here, time for another channel anecdote. And this has to do with my catchphrase for closing out videos, which of course is, "I will see you on the next adventure." I started that around maybe 2014, simply because for some reason as a YouTuber I felt there was a need for me to have some kind of a catchphrase associated with the channel. So I had originally wanted to use the phrase "catch you later," and I used that in one video, and then I was closing out the next video that I was filming, and in that moment that catchphrase totally slipped my mind. I could not remember it, but I was already in the middle of my outro. So for some reason the word adventure came into mind. I think I might have used it in some capacity during my previous video. So as I got to the end of the outro, it really just kind of formed itself in my mouth, and I said, "See you on the next adventure." And I listened to it in editing, and I thought to myself, wow, that's much better than "catch you later." So I started using "see you on the next adventure" ever since. So that catchphrase is mostly the result of the fact that I have a terrible memory. Here we go, fish on. Oh, that is another smallmouth. I saw him pick this thing up off of a rock. I was just kind of letting it sit there, and he jumped on it. Took a few casts to get him, but he finally decided to eat. Well, I just pulled a couple of ticks off me. So definitely going to have to check myself thoroughly for ticks when I get home. And you know how it is. When you pull one tick off you, it immediately feels like there's 100 of them crawling on you. Honestly, if I had thought ahead about ticks, I probably would not have decided to wear black pants today. There we go, fish on. What is this? That is another rock bass. We're getting up to a long, slow stretch here, and I know this particular stretch could be absolutely teeming with rock bass. So, might have to sift through some of those to get to something new. We'll see. There we go, fish on. Looks like... what is this? Oh, another rock bass. Another rock bass. Another rock bass. Another one of these guys. Well, I said when I got to this pool that there were lots of these guys in here. There we go, fish on. I switched away from that little curl tail grub since the rock bass seemed to be the only things on it. And got this smallmouth on the spinner. Alright, well, I've been fishing for about 3 hours. I'm stuck on 6 species. So I gotta figure out a way to ice this thing. So I switched to the Gulp Minnow and I put it under a float. I'm gonna toss it around this blow down here, see if there might not be some bluegill or some largemouths or something else I haven't caught yet today. There we go. That didn't take long. Can't get away from these things. It's a beefy one though. There we go. What is this? Oh! Oh! This is a new species for the day. This is a green sunfish. All right. About time I got something new. I've been stuck on 6 for what seems like forever. I knew if I poked around here, I'd wind up getting one of these. Because green sunfish, a lot of the time, they'll be in the same spots that rock bass are in. So, finally caught enough rock bass to get one down to this guy. All right, species number 7. There we go, fish on. Looks like another rock bass. That pool I was fishing was getting a little crowded. So I moved back up to this spot to see if there was any species I missed. But don't need any more of these guys. Even though that's a chonker of a rock bass right there. That's a big one. My hope is, since we got slack water on the other side here, we got some largemouths hanging around, and we got some bluegill hanging around. Those, I think, are the two that are most likely to show up of the ones that I don't already have. Obviously, there's still plenty of rock bass in here. Well, guys, I just switched out the battery on my GoPro, and I started fishing in this little backwater here, and I caught a tiny little largemouth, species number 8. It was maybe that big. And of course, I had forgot to press the record button before I started fishing here. So there is no footage of that fish. I thought about whether or not to actually count that towards the total since it's not on video, but I'll tell you what, I have been fishing hard all day to try to put this catch together. So I'm gonna go ahead and count it. If I can catch another one and get that on film, then so much the better. But I caught a largemouth bass today. That is a fact. There we go. Ah, well. Now it is social media official. There's your largemouth. So that is documented. Species number 8. There we go, fish on. Another red breast. I'm hoping there's bluegills mixed in with them. This is a good spot for them to be. I got a little size 12 hook on here with half a gulp minnow and a tiny little split shot. There we go, fish on. What is this? Oh, you know what? This would be amazing. But I didn't catch him in the mouth. I snagged him. This is a white sucker. This would have been species number 9. But I didn't hook him in the mouth. That's a shame. I mean, it's not like I expect suckers to eat little bits of gulp anyway, but it would have been a great little bonus. Alright guys, well, here's what I'm thinking. I don't think I'm going to be able to complete this challenge on the river today. I think I might be able to get 1 more species, but 2, I think that's too much of a wild card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bail on the river and I'm going to head to one of my local ponds where I think I got a better shot of filling out the last 2 slots in the species list. So sit tight and I will see you in a couple of seconds. Alright guys, here we are at the spot that will hopefully get us the last 2 species for our list today. I apologize for the noise. Apparently they're sucking water out of here to water down the ball field. Coming here is kind of a gamble because I sacrificed about an hour of fishing time. I've got maybe 45 minutes left before it gets too dark. But I like my chances of getting 2 different species here than I did at the river. I certainly could have done it at the river, but it would have been pretty much luck if I did. At this place, there's 2 species, the crappie and the bluegill, that are loaded in here, and I like my chances of being able to catch 1 of each of those in about 45 minutes. So let's see if the gamble pays off. There we go. Fish on, fish on. What do we got? Oh, yes, bluegill. That's species number 9. Now this is one fish that I'm really surprised hadn't shown up by now, because these things are just everywhere. And now he's on my list. We got 1 left, guys. We got 1 species left. And I hope we can wrap it up soon, because I am exhausted. There we go. Oh, he's off, dang it. Oh boy, I am getting so many missed fish right here. Here we go. What is it? Ah, it's another bluegill. Still waiting on that crappie. I wonder if he's here amongst the bluegill, or if I gotta look someplace else. There we go, fish on. What is it? What is it? What is it? It's him. Black crappie. Species number 10. Guys, I did it. 1 fishing trip, 10 different species of fish. Beautiful black crappie in full spawning regalia. And I am done. Oof. Wow. I am so tired right now. But I did it. I wanted to catch 10 different species of fish. And I took it to the 11th hour, but I got those 10 species of fish. Really, really proud of that. And I'll tell you what other thing I'm proud of is 10 years of running this channel. Matter of fact, you know what? Hi, how you doing? So, yeah, 10 years of doing this. I never would have thought. I mean, it started out as just this side project because I was bored. And it's weird because every other project I've ever done, well, most of them, none of them have lasted 10 years. Most of them not even close. And even the ones that did last 10 years, when that 10th year hit, I could see the end. You know, my enthusiasm was starting to wane, and I knew it wasn't going to be too long before I moved on to other things. But with this channel, I don't want to stop. I don't even want to think about stopping. I just want to do more. I want to keep going for as long as I can. This is one of the most fun and rewarding things I have ever done. And the reason why I've done it for so long is, well, one, I really love to do it. And it's you guys. It's you guys for watching. I can guarantee you that I wouldn't have done this for 10 years if nobody was watching. So this 10-year anniversary is, it's yours too. You know, this is the 10th anniversary, not just of the channel, but of the community. So, thank you. I don't know what else to say, except thank you. And one more thing. I will see you on the next adventure.